Another Life is an American science fiction drama television series created by Aaron Martin, which premiered on Netflix on July 25, 2019. The series stars Katie Sackhoff, Selma Blair, Justin Chatwin, Samuel Anderson, Elizabeth Ludlow, Blue Hunt, A.J. Rivera, Alexander Ealing, Alex Ozerav, Jake Abel, J.R. Tinoco, Lena Rena, Jessica Camacho, Barbara Williams, Parveen Dosanjh, Greg Hovens-Shian, Chanel Peloso and Tyler Hoechlin. In October 2019, the series was renewed for a second season, which was released on October 14, 2021. Netflix announced it had cancelled the series in February 2022. Premise: set in the fictional town of Tambayi, Afterlife follows newspaper writer Tony Johnson, whose life is turned upside down after his wife dies from breast cancer. He contemplates suicide, but instead decides to spend his life punishing the world for his wife's death by saying and doing whatever he wants regardless of how it makes other people feel. Although he thinks of this as his superpower, his plan is undermined when everyone around him pities him and tries to make him a better person. Cast and characters. Main: Ricky Gervais as Tony Johnson, head of feature stories at the local newspaper, the Tambayi Gazette. Following the death of his wife, he is depressed and suicidal. Tom Baston as Matt Braden, Tony's brother-in-law and boss of the Tambayi Gazette. Tony Way as Lenny, the Tambayi Gazette's photographer. Diane Morgan as Kath, the Gazette's advert manager. Mondip Dhillon as Sandy, a newly hired features journalist. Carrie Godleman as Lisa Johnson, Tony's deceased wife, seen in flashbacks and Tony's home videos. Ashley Jensen as Emma, a nurse at the nursing home where Tony's dad is a resident. Paul Kaye as psychiatrist, Tony's and Matt's unconventional and incompetent psychiatrist. Penelope Wilton as Anne, a widow Tony meets at the local graveyard who dispenses sage advice for Tony's troubles. Joe Wilkinson as Pat, Tony's postman. Roisin Connedy as Daphne/Roxy, a sex worker who befriends Tony, a tart with a heart. David Bradley as Ray Johnson, Tony's dad, who has dementia. Tim Plster as Julian Kane, a drug addict hired by Matt to deliver the Tambayi Gazette. David Earl as Brian Gittins, a hoarder and self-professed puppeteer and stand-up comedian. Above all, he wants to appear in the local newspaper. Joe Hartley as June, Lenny's girlfriend and mother to James. Ethan Lawrence as James, June's son, who does work experience at the Tambayi Gazette. Colin Holt as Ken Otley, head of the local amateur dramatics company and wannabe showbiz superstar. Kath Hughes as Colleen, a new hire at the Gazette to replace Sandy. Recurring. Auntie as Brandy the dog, Tony's and Lisa's dog, Tony's best friend and reason to keep living. Michelle Greenidge as Valerie, the Tambayi Gazette's receptionist. Tommy Finnegan as George Braden, son of Matt and Jill, Tony's nephew and godchild. Thomas Bastable as Robbie, a classmate and reformed bully of George's. Laura Patch as Jill Braden, Matt's wife. Tracy Ann Oberman as Rebecca, a woman with whom Tony goes on a date and who later reappears at an amateur dramatics workshop. Peter Egan as Paul, the semi-retired owner of the Tambayi Gazette. Robert Woodhall as Colin, a self-made millionaire scrap metal merchant whom Kath allows to drive her around in his Rolls-Royce. Bill Ward as Simon, Emma's new love interest, whom Tony dislikes. Guest. Annette Crosby as Rosemary, a 100-year-old woman whom Tony interviews after she receives a telegram from the Queen. Holly Dempsey as Plastic Surgery Woman, a woman addicted to plastic surgery. Joan Wright as Vera, a woman who goes swinging with her husband. Kate Robbins as Penny. Episodes. Series 1. Series 2. Series 3. Production. Development. On May 9, 2018, it was announced Netflix had given the production a series order for a first season consisting of 6 episodes. The series was created and directed by Ricky Gervais, who is also executive producer, alongside Charlie Hanson. On January 14, 2019, it was announced the series would premiere on March 8, 2019. It was further announced Duncan Hayes would serve as an additional executive producer and that Hanson would actually serve as a producer. On April 3, 2019, it was announced the series was renewed for a second season, which premiered on April 24, 2020. On May 6, 2020, the show was renewed for a third season, the first time a fiction series created by Gervais had been extended beyond 2 seasons. Hanson was suspended from his position in the show during filming for the third season, due to 11 women saying he had committed sexual misconduct and assault against them between 2008 and 2015. Netflix said, "Whilst the allegations are unrelated to his time on the show, we immediately removed him from the production and referred the matter to the police." Gervais commented he was shocked and appalled to learn of the allegations, and Hanson claimed they were demonstrably false from the information given to him. Casting. Alongside the series order announcement, it was confirmed Gervais would star in the show. On July 5, 2018, it was announced Penelope Wilton, David Bradley, Ashley Jensen, Tom Baston, Tony Way, David Earl, Joe Wilkinson, Carrie Godleman, Mondip Dhillon, Joe Hartley, Roisin Conady, and Diane Morgan had joined the cast. Filming. Principal photography for the first series reportedly began by July 2018 in London. The series was filmed in Hampstead, Hemel Hempstead, Beaconsfield, and Camber Sands in East Sussex. The third series of Afterlife began production in April 2021 and wrapped in June 2021. Use of Aboriginal painting. After the release of Season 1, it was revealed that a copy of a 1987 painting by the Aboriginal Australian artist Warlimpernga Tijapaltjari, which had been made by an artist commissioned to do so for a props company in 1999, had been prominently displayed in several scenes. Gervais' company agreed to pay compensation for using the copy of the work, entitled Tingari Dreaming, as well as a fee for ongoing use of the work in Season 2. Reception. Critical response. Series 1. Series 2. Series 3.